So Google's Duet AI for its Workspace productivity suite is here. I want to say this is Google's answer to Microsoft 365 Copilot, but given that they have now managed to get out the gates before Microsoft, we might now need to say that Copilot is Microsoft's answer to Duet AI. But joking aside, these are clearly very closely matching products. Just as we can clearly say that Sheets is just Google's version of Excel, Duet AI is just Google's version of Copilot and vice versa. They are even going to cost the same. Google has announced $30 a month pricing for Duet AI for Workspace, at least for enterprise clients, with an expectation that pricing information for other tiers of users will come along later. It's important to highlight that just as Copilot is a brand for Microsoft that extends beyond the productivity features we're going to see with Microsoft 365 Copilot, Duet AI is similarly a broader set of products for Google that, while having a presence in the Workspace productivity suite, is also being integrated across Google Cloud. I won't delve into the fact that these naming differences mean that with Microsoft's products I immediately envision a tool that's helping me fly a jumbo jet, but with Google's I think more of someone partnering with me for karaoke. But clearly the intent of both is to define the AI as a partner rather than something independently leading the way. If you're enjoying this video, please do remember to give it a like. And if you'd like to see more like this, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you'll know as soon as I release a new video. Also, if content like this would be useful to people in your network, please do consider sharing it there too. Thanks. So let's take a look at what's been announced regarding Duet AI, how its features seem to stack up against what we know about Microsoft 365 Copilot, and whether dedicated Microsoft-equipped organizations need to start learning about migration pathways to Google Workspace. If you're already familiar with the feature list or demo videos of Microsoft 365 Copilot, then you already have a great grasp of what Duet AI in Workspace proposes to do. The basic capabilities are exactly the same. Summarization of email threads, crafting of new documents, visually improving your slideshows, even attending meetings on your behalf. There's nothing highlighted that's a killer feature we haven't already heard of in Microsoft's competitor. Clearly, Google does not have desktop apps, so it doesn't have the desktop app integration of its AI that we're going to expect in Microsoft 365 Copilot, but for existing Workspace users, this will be no surprise. I think the one Copilot feature that doesn't seem to have a direct equivalent to Duet AI is Business Chat, but even here there are demos that imply that chatting with Duet AI is something you can do, if even on a limited basis, so we'll have to see how those two features line up against one another. There are a few features highlighted that led me to a little head scratching. For example, I'm unsure what enhancements to make you look better in Google Meet have to do with generative AI. But with the inclusion of translated captions, this is a feature you'd need Teams Premium for on the Microsoft side, but is included with Duet AI for Workspace. One concept I do like though, I'm not sure how useful it's going to be, is that Duet AI will allow you to create an AI-generated background for a meeting. So no more meetings where everyone looks like they're sitting in the same waterfront mansion. In my opinion, the biggest difference that has been highlighted about Duet AI versus Microsoft 365 Copilot is that Google isn't really amplifying the limitations of its AI-generated work in the same way as Microsoft. Microsoft has continuously flagged that pretty much everything Copilot generated is a first draft, so should be tempered by human supervision and must be reviewed before being actioned. So far as I've seen in what I've watched and read about Duet AI, Google is certainly not coming on as strong with this sort of caution. Conveying the message that what you generate with AI should be read and reread before pressing send certainly isn't as sexy as videos implying you can do an hour's work in a minute, but it is the right message. Bard certainly conveys this type of message in what it produces, which in my experience is essential as a lot of its responses still suck, and hopefully this will come to the fore more so for Duet AI. I often observe that there's a culture difference between businesses who are in the Microsoft cloud versus those who are using Google Workspace. But the controls we need in place to manage the potential for AI to lead us astray should be exactly the same for both. I'm hoping to get hands-on with this technology at some point soon to be able to offer you a deeper dive. It's exciting to see these sorts of tools starting to come to market, even if I was hoping we'd be starting to see more of Microsoft 365 Copilot by now. Those reports I have read citing people who have been hands-on with Duet AI imply that the AI-generated content might be rather too restrictive and too formal. But we'll have to see how it shakes out as it gets more use. Anyone who's watched my previous videos on my channel that have touched on Google's AI will know that I've been very underwhelmed by Bard in comparison to Bing Chat and ChatGPT. Google seems to have been playing catch-up since early in the year, and the fact that it's now managed to leapfrog Microsoft to get Duet AI to market ahead of Microsoft 365 Copilot is really somewhat surprising. But given my experiences with Bard, I have serious questions about the potential efficacy of this set of tools. So hopefully it being too formal will be the biggest concern, marking a step change in Google's AI game. I think it's also pretty well established that Google's core productivity suite is a smaller set of tools than Microsoft's. There aren't direct equivalents for several key Microsoft 365 products in Google Workspace. Digging into this more, I'll soon be releasing this video on just that issue, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And in my experience, companies using Workspace are more likely to use a larger set of third-party services than many of those using Microsoft 365. This makes me wonder whether even if Duet AI's technology can trade blows with Microsoft 365 Copilot, the comparative difference in the scale of productivity suite will mark a difference in the potential benefit you can get. As we return to again and again on the topic of AI, the issue of data, where it resides, and what of it your selected AI tool can access is an important one. Firstly, on the issue of data privacy and protection, Google makes broadly similar claims as Microsoft across its suite of AI tools, as is evidenced by this early August blog post. So far as I've seen, Google has not shared as much information on the architecture of how Duet AI works as Microsoft has done with its deep dive content on topics like the Copilot orchestrator. However, we can assume, through Google highlighting its ecosystem of partners, that Duet AI will have similar capabilities to interact with third-party data as Copilot will through graph connectors and plugins. This may actually be an area where Google has an advantage, as in my opinion, it has a far richer track record of leveraging its capabilities against other ecosystems, whereas Microsoft tends to build platforms where partners work within its ecosystem. Google's experience in this realm may enable it to more easily bring the value of its AI tech to businesses whose data is spread across a lot of different product stacks. It's certainly going to be interesting to see how Microsoft responds to this. It already has an event planned for September 21st, which we know will include AI announcements. Could this be the date Microsoft 365 Copilot goes live? It also now has the responder's advantage in that it could undercut Google's pricing with special introductory offers. For Teams Premium, they extended discounted pricing out to 3 years for those who would commit to that long just buying through Commercial Direct, so we can assume that large enterprise customers got an even sweeter deal. With Duet AI and Workspace hitting people's accounts, I would be surprised if we don't see movement on Microsoft's Copilot rollout by the end of September. What do you think? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching through to the end. I'll certainly continue covering this battle of the tech giants on the issue of AI between Microsoft 365 Copilot and Duet AI for Workspace. I hope this content has been useful to you. Until the next video, bye bye.